Well, also, Matt, again, one of the most dangerous things you can ever do is wonder out loud live on the air, because people say, well, on this date... but I am going to wonder out loud for a second here, right? Is a possible solution to what they are talking about is that no one under the age of 18 can own a smartphone. They can own a dumb phone, but they can't own a smartphone, meaning that they wouldn't have the physical technology to access all of these things.
Well, of course, they still could through a computer, but that's a lot more clunky. But look, I don't support that.
You don't want to ban nothing.
I think one thing I do support limitations here on social media. I wish we got this right. I think one thing that seems to be just a little absent from the conversation is if you search through the entire bill, there's not a single mention of the word parent.
Wow.
And I do think there's a role for parents here. Like I'm not completely saying it's all up to parents, because I realise they're getting smashed, and there is a role perhaps for government to provide some help and guidance and assistance here, but no role at all seems strange to me. So again, that Florida law, sorry to go back to that, but I think it was done through a proper process. It allows kids that are 14 or 15 to continue social media with parental consent. There's a process there for parental consent. My wife and we've decided once kids get to high school, we'll let them have a phone. They're on the bus. We can communicate with them, and we talk to them about what they can and can't use. There are some apps they can't use, but we haven't had a problem. But every family is different, and I just don't like the idea of a government coming along and having these blanket bans. There are some really positive aspects of kids using social media too. I mean, there's a young kid, Leo Pugliese. He's a competitor of yours in a way, Paul. He's doing a 6 News, thing.
Yeah.
He's doing great work.
Yeah, he's kicking ass. He does great.
He interviewed the Prime Minister on Twitter when he was 14.
Good on him.
I think now the PM's trying to ban other 14-year-olds from doing the same. It seems, just a bit over.
I think the age is also something that should be investigated. I know the process that the Prime Minister went through to get this was to devolve responsibility essentially to the states, to ask them, and it sort of filtered back up.
16's pretty high.
But 16's pretty high. You think about, we let kids work in this country at, I think it's 14 and 9 months or something in that order.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
We're saying that you can work and earn money and pay tax at 14. It just feels a bit high.
Well, we're also saying that you can have puberty
You can join the Labor Party when you're 14 too, Sam.
Correct, but you can have puberty blockers, but you can't talk about it on the internet.